We got to take it three-dimensional. And what we see there is it's got to be a mental, and then you get the emotional state, and which, the emotional state, and then we get the physical. This is what's lacking. I get my little stick figure guy here, and in the book we talk about kind of the idea is to break up the brain, and you got a mental brain or thinking brain, and you got emotional brain.
Where's that chatter though?
Well, the chatter's in the prefrontal cortex. It's right here. So the chatter is just running. Here's the chatter. Now, whenever the emotional brain senses a threat, it can literally hijack the thinking brain. And what that means is that the emotional brain, it hijacks, but it sends stress hormones down into the adrenal gland. And all of a sudden, just based on the chatter, we've all heard fear, false images appealing rear. This chatter, if it's going crazy on the negative, an emotional hijack comes in, adrenaline gets shot down to the adrenal glands, and the next thing you know, we get a flood of stress hormones. Well, if decision making is critical in sports, which we know it is, decision making, millisecond to millisecond, you're off a little bit, the ball doesn't go in the hole. If you're just off a little bit, the ball goes around the rim and shoots out. So decision making in a sports on a three-dimensional approach says that I've got the right chatter, so that means I got the right words and mental pictures. I've got the right emotional states, so that means I've got the right adrenaline mix or stress hormones in the body for the task at hand, and that's what's critical. Doesn't matter the sport, doesn't matter the task, doesn't matter the size of the ball. What matters is, do we have an alignment, that's what we call optimal. This is optimal. When the chatter's right, the emotional state's right, the physical will follow. Now we've got what they call optimal performance. Optimal means there's the right amount of hormones in the system for the task at hand. This is what we keep.